Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a twin flame reading for the Twin Flame Collective. I create twin flame readings on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be sure you are subscribed to this channel and that you have your notifications turned on if you would like to get notified whenever I post new twin flame information and updates. I'm starting today with the Energy Oracle Cards deck. This is my standard deck, one of my favorites, and one that I find often really resonates with the twin flame path. Throughout these readings, I will be channeling very hyper-specific messages for certain individuals who will find themselves drawn to this video. But in addition to those specific messages, I will also be channeling general collective messages as well. So as I always say, be sure to use your own intuition, tune into your own heart and soul to really determine which messages are for you and which might be for others. Also, if you would like me to channel specifically for you and your person, be sure to like the video and also make sure you are subscribed, because by liking and subscribing, I'm actually able to more easily pick up on your energy and channel more specific messages for you. So I'm going to set my own intentions out loud for this reading. You can set your intentions either within your own minds, aloud to yourself, or you can type them in the comments. So my intention for this reading is to channel clear, specific messages for twin flames who will be drawn to this reading. And I just pulled one card from the Energy Oracle Cards deck. I'm going to see if I can get a 3-card spread here to get us started. So what do twin flames listening need to know? 2 cards. Let's see if we can get one more. What do twin flames listening to this reading need to know right now at this time? Can I get one more card? Okay, 3 cards came out here, so I'm going to go ahead and move through these cards one at a time, just because this is how I'm feeling guided to read them right now. The first card is the Root Chakra card, the first chakra card. I heard back to the beginning, back to basics. I want to see what that means. What does this mean, back to the beginning? I feel like someone could feel as though they're starting over with their person, or it feels like they're back at square one or something like that. Storm warning in the reverse. I heard we couldn't avoid the storm, or like we tried to steer out of the storm. I see someone driving at night and there's like a tornado in this kind of metaphoric visual, and they're driving along with their person, with their twin flame, with their counterpart, and they see this storm rolling in. It's like they feel it either intuitively, they know it's going to happen. I feel this person getting really emotional. I feel that this is a past energy. It's like this storm was something that happened with your person, that this, whoever I'm channeling here, you felt this coming. You intuitively could sense it. Like you knew this, the sky was turning gray, was going dark. This tornado was on the horizon. But there's someone here saying like, I couldn't turn it around. It's like, I loved you so much that I held on so tight, even though I knew this storm was coming. It's like I had to ride it all the way out to the end. What is going on here with this storm warning reverse, this root chakra card? Okay, rest and rejuvenation reversed and victory reversed. So yeah, whatever this was, so many reversed cards coming out here. I keep getting the image of someone driving or stormy weather, so one of those things may connect with someone who is listening, or that might just be metaphoric somehow about trying to drive something forward metaphorically with this person and feeling like you keep coming up against this storm, or you could sense this storm coming and you couldn't escape it, you couldn't get away from it, or a part of you didn't want to because it's like there was so much love there for this person that it's like, I heard ride or die, like this person feeling like you were my ride or die. We rode straight into this storm together. Victory reversed and rest and rejuvenation reversed tells me that someone is losing a lot of sleep about this situation, feeling really anxious about it, because it's like because of this storm that took place or whatever happened, it then causes this victory in the future to feel out of reach. Whatever that means for you specifically, it suddenly feels as though I heard like our future is on the rocks or our future is compromised. And of course, the card Stay the Course. You are moving in the right direction came out here. And synchronistically, this card has a lot of red flames in the image. And this is so interesting because the root chakra is often symbolized by the color red. So I'm getting a lot of like foundational energy, like energy of someone having a situation that caused them to feel that foundation shaken with their person, but also in a sense, through this situation, and hopefully I'll get into this more later. This has been very thematic in my readings, but I'm also feeling that somehow through this situation, it not only shook their foundation within themselves, but it actually is now allowing them to build a stronger foundation. I'm speaking there from my intuition because that is very thematic of things that have come out in recent readings. But for now, I'm going to move ahead to the second card. So this is walking away in the reverse position. What else do we need to know about this walking away card? Beauty. From the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, I am going to read a little bit from the guidebook about this card. I don't think I've ever pulled this card before, so this should be interesting. Beauty is like medicine. It can heal even the most broken spirit. Beauty is everywhere in nature. Just look. Beauty comes in many forms, and we can choose to find it. I am getting a very strong divine feminine energy from these two cards, just because walking away reversed came out here, and also the beauty card, which I associate with a strongly feminine energy. Now, of course, later I will get into more specific messages for both the divine masculine and divine feminine side of things, so do stick around for those. But I do want to just dig in a little deeper to what these cards represent. What is going on here with the walking away and beauty card? The 7 star sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. Jump in. Adventure, say yes to change. I'm feeling like this situation, this storm, was a kind of portal. However, in the moment, from a physical 3D perspective, this experience was very confusing, very chaotic. And the cards to come out here were Strategy reversed, Magician and the Mirror reversed, and Cornucopia reversed. Once again, so many reverse cards coming up in this reading. Someone I feel is just feeling all mixed up within themselves. With Strategy reversed, I'm hearing this specifically to do with the planning aspect coming from the ego mind within this twin flame connection. It's like everything, I hear someone saying everything I planned fell apart or didn't happen. Magician and the Mirror reversed, it's like this twin flame connection is feeling really out of balance for this person. However, I heard imbalance leading to balance. One of the major themes of recent twin flame readings on this channel have been this kind of paradox or irony in situations that look very challenging, very confusing in the 3D, that are actually creating something that is very opposite of that. Situations that look like endings that are actually beginnings, things that appear to be ruining a connection that are actually creating a new foundation for a connection. With cornucopia reversed, again, this is the 1111 card connected with manifestation. Just like the victory card in reverse, it's like something that you wanted was delayed or out of your reach. I'm going to go ahead and move forward to the third card here, attachment in the reverse. The number 5 card, I've been seeing a lot of the number 555, so you might be seeing that as well. And of course, as I was shuffling, yin yang came out reversed here as well, which is very interesting. I've pulled so far the 2 cards in this particular deck that I most strongly associate with twin flame connections. Also, the number 1144 might be significant to you. Since I'm seeing that number come out here, I'm actually going to look it up and see if I can channel any messages from it. So this number says, a bright future is in front of you. Major changes leading to a bright future. That is so perfectly connected with what I was just saying about these massive changes, this upheaval, this purging, this kind of metaphoric earthquake or storm happening within this connection that's actually leading to a major positive change or shift. And I will get into more details on that later. I'm just kind of channeling the general energies I'm feeling here. With yin yang reverse, once again, there's something here that is just a little bit imbalanced between the divine feminine and divine masculine side. I'm hearing specifically, it's like something in the 3D that many collectively are feeling right now that is just feeling a bit out of whack or out of balance. So I am going to go ahead and reshuffle the rest of these cards and actually read into that specifically. So what is going on with this yin-yang card reversed? What is feeling out of balance in this twin flame connection in some way? The cards certainly Pilot and Nest came out in the Love Word Scramble. For those of you who are new, the Love Word Scramble is a series of specific words that I will channel throughout these readings that will connect with specific individuals. With the word nest, I'm getting the sense of someone nesting in that meaning of creating some kind of a home or like a safe space in the physical with someone. But I'm hearing like our nest was attacked or ruined or something like that. It's kind of a strange metaphor, but it's the idea that you created something, someone created something with their person that felt very warm, very safe, very familiar. It could have been just the energy between them within some kind of a relationship. It could have been a literal home that they shared together. They could have lived together for a period of time. But somehow I feel that it feels to this person I'm channeling that this was somehow ripped away from them. And this may be emerging for this person, especially late at night. They might find themselves thinking back to this nest, this space they created with this person that felt very home-like, very familiar, very safe, very warm. And I feel that for this person I'm channeling here, things could be very different now. When I saw the word pilot, I also saw the word plot. It's almost like there was this fairy tale kind of story going on between these people, and someone feels as though they lost the plot of the story, or there was some huge change in this plot of their love story. Okay, so I asked for clarification on the yin-yang reversed, and the deceit card actually came out here. So I do feel that something is being manipulated here. This card can indicate lies that are either hidden or recently came to the surface. It could indicate some form of manipulation. Alternatively, this may not be an external deceit. This can also be a self-deceit, so lying to yourself in some way. So I'm going to channel more details on this. Who is being deceitful in this situation? The number 7 came out here. That might be significant to you. I'm also seeing 777. The nourishment card. I heard that someone in this situation that I'm channeling here was deceitful, like self-deceitful about what they needed from themselves or within this relationship. It's like somehow they were disconnected from what they truly needed and desired in love or in life in some way. This could be that this person was neglecting self-care. I'm getting a strong feminine, divine feminine energy from this card, which is strange because I really expected this deceit card to apply more to the masculine, and perhaps we will get more messages from the masculine. But right now I'm feeling a divine feminine who was somehow, in a sense, lying to herself about what she truly needed, either from herself, from her life, or from her person in love. And I feel that I heard over self-sacrifice, so this could be someone who gave a lot of herself away to those around her. The cards assessing and attraction came out here. This is going to be a very hyper-specific message, but this divine feminine could actually be someone who is highly sensitive, highly empathic. I'm feeling like I'm probably just speaking to one person or a few people here, but I'm channeling a divine feminine with these assessing and attraction cards who is so empathic, so energetically sensitive to other people, in tune with other people's emotional experience, that at times she becomes disconnected from her own. And in love and relationships, very specifically, I'm getting a message that there's a divine feminine listening who needs to be cautious because she is so empathic that she sometimes picks up on the emotions that other people feel for her and absorbs them and takes them on as her own unconsciously. Now, specifically with love and relationships, I'm hearing that this divine feminine may actually, in the past or even into the present, this could happen from time to time, where she randomly finds herself feeling attraction physically or emotionally to a masculine in her life who she wouldn't normally be attracted to, and it's very confusing for her. And often this happens to her because she's so highly sensitive that when someone is attracted to her or interested romantically in her, she actually absorbs this energy from them and then sometimes can confuse it with her own feelings of attraction. This could be someone who's been struggling with feelings of doubt in regards to their twin flame connection. So it could be that if, again, this is probably just for one person, but if you're this divine feminine listening who is very empathic, who could be picking up these attraction feelings from others and absorbing them as your own, be very cautious about discerning what is yours and what is others. It may not apply romantically. This could be just a caution for you in other areas of life, your family relationships, your friendships. But whatever the case is, I'm feeling that there could be a level of self-deceit as a result of absorbing other people's feelings or ideas that they are somehow projecting onto you here. Just take that however it connects with you, because I do strongly feel someone is going to connect this directly to love and relationships, and very specifically, someone who could be from their past or who has recently entered their life, who is not their twin flame, but who has brought out feelings of attraction within them. But this person, it's not that this is actually a soul connection. It's that you are absorbing their feelings empathically and then taking them on as your own. Again, that will just be for a select few people, so only take that if it resonates. The cards Star Bathing, Jump In, and Inner Earth came out from the Starseed Oracle. I keep getting this message from a divine feminine who, just on this self-deceit, because I don't feel this message is quite done on the feminine side, and I will get into the masculine, but with this self-deceit card, I'm feeling that this also could have to do with karmics coming back into a feminine's life, romantic, karmic, masculine energies, who could be exes, people from her past, or even people in the present. And by karmics, I mean that these people actually represent some kind of negative pattern within her that needs to be healed or shifted or changed. So this could be that she is receiving some kind of external validation from these people, and through this karmic lesson, she's learning actually how to find that validation from within. That is just one small example. These karmic patterns can represent so many different things, but sometimes they are broken through the vehicle of a romantic prospect entering our lives who somehow plays on that karmic pattern or cycle within us. And this can even feel like attraction, but what it's guiding us to do is to actually introspect, to look into why we are feeling this way, why we are feeling this pull to this person that we know we don't share any kind of a soul bond with, and then to heal that pattern within us. This, again, will probably just be for a few people here. The community card also came out here. And connecting with inner earth, I do pick up on a divine feminine who's been spending a lot of time alone. I heard hermit mode, a lot of time potentially in isolation, but this time of being alone is actually really powerful. There is a deep level activation happening for her on a soul level, a transformation. At times, it might feel empty. The word empty and company came out in the word scramble. So I heard sometimes it feels like no one's here to keep me company except myself, like no one fully understands me except myself. And know that that is simply a sign of these very intense, incredible transformations happening within you that often have to happen in those moments of solitude, because it's like, I heard that spirit is protecting you from potential negative influences that could make you feel less alone, but actually would prevent you from spending that time connecting with your inner self, with that inner earth card, and continuing this beautiful process of spiritual transformation and activation within yourself. Now, I do want to reshuffle the cards here and actually switch over to the masculine side of this, because I do strongly feel with this yin yang reverse card and this deceit card that just like this divine feminine I was channeling, again, may not be everyone, but a divine feminine was struggling with a kind of self-deceit, a kind of, and deceit is such a strong word. I don't mean this in any kind of a negative way. I simply mean that she is learning how to no longer betray herself, how to truly reconnect with her authenticity by moving through these layers of self-deceit and self-betrayal that were built around her like walls to protect her. Because I am feeling that these come from a place of self-protection. It's like I had to lie to myself, or I had to over self-sacrifice myself and neglect my self-care, neglect my needs, disconnect from myself in order to find love in the past. And that is what I am healing. That's what I hear this divine feminine saying. So I want to know how on the other side of things, because of course twin flames do mirror one another's energy, which means the masculine is equally dealing with some kind of deceit here, either a self-deceit or deceit projected outward in the form of active deceit or active manipulation. So I do want to see what's going on there. So how is this masculine dealing with deceits? The words grabbed, term, and fix came out. With the word fix, I heard quick fix, like a metaphoric band-aid that a masculine could have been trying to put on himself or on a relationship or on a situation without doing the deeper level healing. But that will probably just apply to one or two people. Yeah, healer of the ages reverse. It's interesting. I was just talking about this quick fix, trying to put a band-aid over something, and then healer of the ages reversed came out. I heard this masculine saying it's like I tried to be strong, I tried to be fully healed, but I wasn't beneath the surface. It's almost like this deceit for this masculine could have been projecting a kind of strength and healing that he hadn't yet fully attained within. I heard like spiritual bypassing in the sense of like presenting that he was perfectly fine, perfectly okay, strong, fully healed, but beneath the surface, he wasn't. And he wasn't just projecting this outwards to others. He was, in a sense, almost lying to himself, telling himself that he was perfectly healed, that he was fine, that he didn't need to heal, but he did. And now I feel like that deeper level healing work is beginning. He's finally beginning to realize to spotlight those areas in need of healing within himself so he can begin that transformation process. The cards Financial Constraints and Community came out here as well. It's really interesting because community came out for the feminine also. And because that card came out for both the divine feminine and the divine masculine, I heard like we both feel alone, but energetically on a higher self soul level, we are alone together, regardless of our circumstances or status in the physical. I heard, wow, okay, really profound message just came through. It's like, if you've been feeling alone, whether you identify as the masculine or the feminine, it's ironic, but in those moments of solitude, of isolation, of being alone with yourself, of cultivating your own inner earth with that Starseed Oracle card, you are actually in those moments not just transforming within, activating within, but energetically connecting with your counterpart, which I also heard is why if you find yourself thinking a lot about this person in this time of loneliness and thinking, I'm just thinking too much about them and I'm spending too much time alone, that is your ego overlaying judgments on this very intense, deep process of inner activation and transformation that is taking place to you and through you. And in those moments, it's like why you're thinking so much about them is because you are actually energetically connecting with one another, healing and supporting one another. The words hope, mirror, and stranger came out here. With the word mirror, I find that very synchronistic, speaking about the twin flame connection, because it's speaking to the fact that your energy is always mirroring your twins. Now, often we think of this in a negative light. We think, oh, my twin is reflecting back to me my triggers and wounds. And while that is true, the positive aspect of that is also true, and exactly why twin flames are each other's greatest healer, teacher, and catalyst, because twin flames also mirror one another's healing and growth and transformation. You have a sensitive antenna. Sensitive people collect emotions of others. What did I tell you guys before when we were speaking to the divine feminine and we were talking about how there could be a divine feminine picking up this energy from other people? And now with the mirror word and this, I'm sensing this applies to the masculine as well. All twin flames are highly sensitive to some degree, are empathic to some degree, because they are ancient souls. They've lived many lifetimes. They have, over the course of those lifetimes, learned a kind of very strong energetic sensitivity through which they then present or are able to have these kinds of spiritual gifts and abilities that are unique to them. But it all comes down to that increased energetic sensitivity that we call empathy, being an empath. And very often we talk about this in connection with the feminine, but the masculine gets kind of dismissed or overlooked at times, because very often the masculine chooses the more matrix-oriented, the more physically oriented path in this life. Therefore, they are labeled as the so-called less awakened twin, because they are integrating the spiritual energy into a much deeper layer, a much denser layer than the feminine, because they choose to experience so much entrenchment in this 3D physical world. So I'm hearing, and I'm saying all of that because very often we forget that the masculine is highly sensitive as well, even though at times he has found ways to construct walls around this sensitivity ability, this gift, in order to protect himself. But I am sensing the masculine is also spending quite a bit of time alone. And again, in those moments of quiet, of solitude, that is when the feminine and masculine are connecting together. I hear him saying, I'm as lonely as you are in the physical world. It's kind of a funny thing to say, but on like a soul level, I hear the masculine speaking to the feminine saying, when you are alone, you aren't alone, you are with me. And it's kind of ironic because I'm actually picking up on two twin flames that at a distance, they each think that the other is not spending this time alone. This could be because they're in some kind of separation, and this could just be for a few people listening, but I see them like watching each other's social media or seeing these pictures like a highlight reel of their lives, or hearing about them and thinking like, oh, this person's probably going out all the time. They're probably going on dates all the time. They're or they're probably just busy all the time. It's like they each have the perception of the other being very social and busy, but in truth, they are actually each spending a lot of time in solitude. And very often, because in those moments of solitude, they are energetically connecting with one another in the 5D, they then are consciously picking up on that in thoughts of the other and then actively thinking about each other. Now, I will also say that if you find yourself in these moments of quiet, of solitude, where the ego begins to creep in and overlay that solitude with judgment, with why are we alone? Is there something wrong with us in this time of loneliness? It's really essential for you to relax back into what your soul knows to be true. I call this peeling back the layers and getting to your core soul frequency, because it is this core soul frequency that is extremely magnetic for your twin flame. And this is because your twin flame mirrors that core soul frequency. You share the same energetic signature or frequency, however you want to think about it. So this means that when you peel back the layers, when you release everything that is clouding or surrounding, preventing you from fully radiating that full core authentic version of yourself, the more you peel those layers back, the more you naturally strengthen your energetic bond and stabilize it with your twin flame energetically, which then, of course, once we stabilize anything in the energetic realm, it manifests physically as well. I call this reaching energy union or energetic union prior to manifesting physical union. This is necessary. It's necessary to energetically have a union in the 5D with our twin prior to manifesting this union in the physical. So I've recently created a brand new subliminal called Twin Flame Surrender. Many of you are already using this and have shared your powerful experiences with it. But this subliminal is designed to shift you from that chaos consciousness, from overthinking, overanalyzing, that overlaying of the ego on this connection, shifting from that into total surrender state. And this is so powerful because once we fully surrender, meaning fully let go of all outcomes, all expectations, all of those layers of fear, anxiety, and doubt that are preventing or blocking that energy union, once we release all of that, we then radiate that core soul frequency with a kind of stability and strength that naturally draws our twin into our life in the physical as well. So the link to this Twin Flame Surrender Subliminal is in the pinned comment and description. This comes from my website, soundandsoulful.com. So as you can see on the screen, on this website, I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. I have subliminals for physical appearance changes, for mood shifts like confidence and happiness, for material manifestations like money and business success, for love and relationships, and of course for twin flames specifically. I have this Twin Flame Surrender Subliminal I just mentioned, and also several others specifically for twin flames. So you can try out any subliminal I've created completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. And again, all of that information is linked below. Now, as I was speaking earlier, the cards Karmic Relationships, Earth Pulsing, and Called came out. I feel guided to read the Called card. This says, Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. It's time to step up and be the person that you have always felt the call to be. And I'm not just speaking in the context of your twin flame connection, because very often we think of this connection all about love and romance, because we feel all of these emotions and this pull to our twins so intensely. It's natural to focus on the love and relationship aspect. It's very human. But the thing about twin flames is that our twin is not just our greatest lover. They are that, but they are also our greatest catalyst, our greatest teacher, our greatest healer. They are igniting us, activating us into levels of understanding of our true soul self, into heights of awakening it's like such a crash course being a twin flame. It's like multiple lifetimes of growth all smushed together in one lifetime, as many of you can attest to. And I'm hearing that With this karmic relationships card, of course, I thought instantly of karmic cycles, karmic patterns. I'm hearing that karmic situations may be hitting you faster than ever before because you are being called more so than ever before in a more powerful way, in a kind of magnetic way. With the "it's time to step up" card, I'm hearing it's time to break free of these karmic cycles and patterns once and for all. Now, of course, these can vary depending on you and your situation. These could be negative thought patterns, limiting belief patterns, generational curses, relationships, romantically or platonically. And in the extended version of this reading, I will get into specifics on what I see as being some of these karmic situations that we are being pummeled with on both the masculine and the feminine side right now on the planet. So the link to the extended is in the pinned comment under this video. But with earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature, I'm seeing this kind of combination of things happening here. So there's been a lot of kind of earth cards, a lot of grounding sort of messages, but along with very intense periods of isolation, intense emotions, thoughts and feelings about our twin, karmic situations coming up, and also this heightened activation, all of that is swirling together in these messages. And what I'm getting from that is this message of, in those times of loneliness, isolation, when you are with yourself, when you feel by yourself, know that in those moments, karmic cycles that are very deep-seated within you and your family's line are being surfaced through the vehicle of intense situations, interactions, realizations, downloads, and even people that may enter or come back into your life. All of this is happening very quickly for you right now because you are on this crash course of awakening with your twin flame, and because you've reached a point of strength where you are capable of facing and breaking these karmic cycles, breaking free of them. At times you may feel as though it is too much. Even when you are sitting still, even when you are alone with yourself, you may feel suddenly hit by so much energetic and emotional overwhelm. This does not mean that something is wrong with you. It is simply an indicator of just how sensitive and spiritual you are, because you do pick up on all of these energy shifts within you, within the planet, collectively, within the twin flame collective. And because you are so sensitive to these energies, because you are feeling all of them, you are naturally transmuting them by feeling and processing them through your body at all of its layers: physical, emotional, energetic, mental. All of your body's layers are processing this energy collectively and energetically and transmuting it unconsciously, which is why at times you may feel so overwhelmed. You may feel so alone. You may feel so tired. Nothing is going wrong here, and it's essential that you know that. So I'm actually going to reshuffle the cards here and get into some messages from both the divine feminine and the divine masculine side of things, because we are getting almost 40 minutes into this reading and there is going to be an extended, so I don't want this to get too lengthy here. But I'm going to reshuffle the energy oracle cards. By the way, the words customs, I also heard culture, so someone could have different customs or like be kind of immersed in a different culture from their person. Also the words kids and spring. With the word kids, this could be that there are kids involved in your situation, but also I get this message that I was downloading while I was meditating earlier, which is that your inner child is connecting with your twin flame's inner child in a really powerful way right now, which I know sounds strange. It was kind of a strange way to think of it when I was meditating, but I realized that collectively, because we are healing a lot of these really deep-seated wounds, we are in a sense within the twin flame connection, whether we are speaking to them, communicating with them consciously through verbal words and interactions, or whether we are communicating in the 5D through dreams, we are not only healing one another in the present, we are actually reaching back into past emotions and experiences and integrating these as well. When we first interact with our twin in the physical, there's something that happens called an energy merge, where we immediately download all of our twin flames' energy, absorb all of their energy, receive this huge, what I call an influx of energy from our twin, and they do the same. But what I don't often talk about with this that's equally true is in that moment, we actually unconsciously download all of our twin flames experiences and memories as well. And I say unconscious because usually we aren't consciously aware of exactly what these memories are, but we have this kind of knowing that we do feel consciously of like, I know what this person has experienced, what they've been through. Like I feel it in my energy, even if you can't quite put your finger on it all the time. And sometimes you may even literally receive flashes of like, this is what this person is experiencing or has experienced, and you have no way of knowing how you know that information. It's because of this energy merge that took place. The reason I'm saying this is because just like we are always healing our own inner child, meaning healing from those experiences that caused us to reject certain aspects of ourself consciously to the point where they became absorbed into the unconscious self, into the shadow self, meaning outside the light of our own consciousness. These are the ways where we are taught self-rejection by either society, our teachers, our parents, our peers, and then over time we reject ourselves just like others rejected us, and then we absorb those parts of the rejected self into what we call the shadow self. So when we talk about shadow work, it's about reintegrating those parts of the rejected self back into the light of our consciousness. Another word for this would be light working. But I feel that I'm being guided to speak on this because this isn't something just taking place individually. This is something we are doing for our twin as well. So if you found yourself randomly speaking to your twin and feeling like suddenly, one thing that can happen with twin flames is you can be communicating with your twin and seeing them at, or hearing them at, multiple points in their life at once, or even past lives, which I know sounds really strange, but at times you can speak to them and then suddenly feel as though you're speaking with their younger self or their older self or their higher self. It's like you can be communicating at so many levels and in so many parallel times and places with your twin flame at the same time in the middle of a single conversation. I would like to know if any of you have experiences with this, by the way, because I haven't spoken a lot on this on my channel, but it is something that I've heard some of you comment about before and something that I've experienced myself. So anyway, if you've had that sensation recently, it could be because you are very actively but very unconsciously participating in the healing of your twin flame's inner self, who was very wounded early in life or in early life experiences or formative experiences. Community reversed here. Okay, so starting with the divine masculine side of things, of course the community reverse card came out again because we've been talking a lot about feeling alone. But for some reason specifically, the women on this card, pictured on this card, really stood out to me. And I feel there is a divine masculine who may be projecting the image of dating around. Again, this won't apply to everyone, only a specific few people listening to this reading. But if you have a divine masculine who has been on dating apps or been on dates or dating around, or you perceive that they are, I see that this masculine is feeling a lot of emptiness from these dating experiences. Alternatively, they may not actually be going on dates at all. This could just be your perception of them. But I get the sense that it's like I see them looking at these women or these feminine energies and thinking, you're not her, you could never be her. Like thinking about their divine feminine, again, regardless of how they are presenting themselves to you or what they want you to see, divine feminine who is connecting with this. So I want to know what this masculine actually wants to say as he's trying to, whoever this masculine is who is trying to move on in the physical or who has tried in the past to connect with other people or energies, other feminine energies in the 3D. I know this message won't be for everyone, so only take it if it resonates. She offers the sacred wine, so drink, from the Rumi Oracle. Let's read a little bit from this card and see what this masculine really has to say. O wine giver of enlightened hearts, offer me the wine of your kindness, for this is the reason you have brought me here, from the desert of oblivion. O beautiful wine giver, pour me the wine that gives me insight. Offer me the wine from the sea of love, and fill my heart with pearls. Pour it on my heart, until they shred the veil and go beyond reason. Oh, wow. Okay, I have to pause because I instantly heard this masculine saying like, you are my drug, you are my addiction, like you are my drink, like my wine, my alcohol. Like I feel this masculine is seeing their divine feminine as literally an addictive substance, which does make me think there could be some reason that he feels he is either holding himself back from fully connecting with her or shouldn't be connecting with her for some reason. That again will just apply to some people, but take it if it connects with you. My spirit is consumed by judgment, and my life is reduced by thoughts. Pour that precious wine over the frozen cries of skeptics until their words become warm and their nays become yeas. Will you say yes to me? I want to take you with me on a wild adventure. Wow, I hear this masculine so strongly saying it's like, divine feminine, you are my addiction. I know at times, and in certain cases for some of you listening, there could be a situation of him appearing to date around, appearing to look around, but I hear him saying it's like, all of these things are nothing compared to you. All of these people, like I could never move on from this connection. I see him looking at these women who to others may seem very physically beautiful, but it's like he feels nothing, he feels no connection simply because they aren't you, because they aren't his divine feminine counterpart. And it's like what I hear through these Rumi messages is a masculine who just, for some reason, there is a masculine coming through very strongly here who perceives this connection as somehow it's like he's holding himself back from it, or he feels like he shouldn't be connecting with the divine feminine for some reason. It's like consciously he's preventing or holding himself back in some way. But on the soul level, like unconsciously, he is in times when maybe when he is drunk, like he would or even may have drunk texted you or drunk called you. But if he hasn't, it's like he would, because he feels when all of his inhibitions are gone and all of those layers of conscious thought holding him back from you are gone, it's like all he wants to do is connect with you. It's like the message said, to take you on some kind of a wild adventure. But I somehow feel this masculine also, this is so specific. I know this won't be for everyone, but this masculine strongly also fears rejection, because I saw that with the say yes to me line that really stood out to me. And I feel that he's actually really afraid of being turned down or being rejected, which I feel is the feminine on the other side of things may actually seem strange, because you may not have actually actively ever rejected him. I heard like, I'm scared of being rejected because I've never wanted anything so badly. Rejection is much more easy to handle, to take, when you don't actually want the person or the thing that much. It's like being rejected from a job that you didn't really want in the first place. And I feel that this is how this person feels generally with dating. It's like, it's easier for me to date other people than my divine feminine, because there isn't that strong fear of rejection, because I don't actually want them as much as I want you. Again, this won't be for everyone, but for whoever this is for, your masculine is just coming through so strongly here, so you needed to hear that. So now let's go to the divine feminine side of things before we wrap this up and get to the extended. The Garden and the Gate reversed is the first card to come out for this divine feminine. Interesting. You guys always comment that this card comes out all the time, and it really does. This card always seems to come out during my readings. This card reversed indicates the happy choice to open the door to a more spiritual pursuit. That is what the guidebook says here. You may have been obsessed with worldly issues before, but your readiness to go deeper is now there. There's something here about connecting the material with the spiritual. I spoke a lot about merging the 5D with the 3D in my recent video on twin flame confirmation, about how we have this 3D self that doubts and this 5D self that knows, and how right now on the planet, especially as twin flames, we are merging those two aspects of self. We are aligning those aspects of self. I do feel a divine feminine here, because I feel this may not even be fully applied to love and relationships. I feel like this could have to do with work, with starting some kind of a spiritual project or business, pursuing some kind of a passion. I feel like this divine feminine is learning to, I heard, to become the alchemist of her life, in the sense of transmuting this energy, this thought, this very powerful, intense desire she has to create into material form, into the success, into the material things that she is trying to create, the framework for whatever it is she is building. By the way, if this is connecting with you, I don't normally recommend this subliminal just because it doesn't come up, but the fact that the word alchemist came out in this reading, I have to share with you my ultimate alchemist transformation subliminal. This is actually one I've used quite a bit myself, and it is really popular on my website because it addresses transformations you may want to make in literally all areas of life. It is really designed to shift you into the highest version of yourself in all areas of life, whatever that means for you specifically. So the link to this Ultimate Alchemist transformation, if you would like to explore more about it, is in the pinned comment under this video. But I do feel it's like this isn't just applying to love and romance. In fact, I feel a divine feminine who at times may actually find herself moving from that state of, although I do think she does still think about, of course, I mean, how could we not think about our counterpart, especially in those times of separation physically? It's natural to have these thoughts, and I think she does still have them, and yet at times she finds herself moving to this shift of being more surrendered, being more at peace than she has been in the past. This really beautiful shift is starting to take place within her, I feel, between these moments of still, of course, working through, processing these feelings of doubt and anxiety. I do feel a kind of stability that's either presently emerging for her or going to emerge very soon. And I feel that a powerful component to this shift has to do with really focusing on her passion, her work, something that brings her alive or fills her with joy or passion. It's like that is essential to assisting her in reaching this point of stability within, in releasing some of those fears and anxieties by kind of shifting her focus to a creative endeavor or to her soul mission or purpose in her life. Cornucopia reverse. I hear Spirit here saying it may have felt that things were delayed for you in the past. Beautiful divine feminine. What does Spirit want to say here to this divine feminine? Remember, love is the key. Love what you have in your life right now. And at times, because these wishes were delayed or these things didn't work out as your ego expected them or wanted them to, you may have blocked yourself off from fully giving and receiving love, because not receiving these things on your ego's timeline triggered this deep-seated feeling of unworthiness and possibly even a fear of abandonment that was connected to that. It's like this fear of, did this not happen? Did I not get this thing that I wanted, this person, when I wanted this, because I was not worthy of it? And you are being told here, it was never because you weren't worthy of this love from this person. It was because you needed to be trained and taught and shifted into deeper levels of self-love. It's because you needed to remember that you had to give yourself love first and that you were worthy of your own love. And in fact, the reason that you were searching so desperately from this love and validation from this person or this situation or this potentially even your twin flame is because you hadn't felt worthy in the past of your own love, of giving to yourself. You gave to everyone else first before you. You over self-sacrificed and self-betrayed. So if your twin flame connection didn't play out when or how you wanted it to, it was because your twin flame on a higher self level was teaching you, was training you into deeper levels of self-love. That's kind of the message I'm getting for whatever divine feminine is connecting with this. Again, only take what resonates with you. And once again, a perfect final card for this reading. Stay the course. You are moving in the right direction. Thank you so much for joining me here today in this reading. I really hope something significant connected with you personally. If it did, do be sure to leave a comment to our community down under this video. Share whatever connected with you. also subscribe to my channel for new twin flame readings, information, and spiritual podcasts. I upload nearly every day these days. So you can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post exclusively twin flame content and energy updates. All of the subliminals recommended in this reading, which were actually just my twin flame surrender subliminal, as well as the ultimate alchemist transformation, both of those are linked in the pinned comment and description box. You can try out those subliminals or any of the more than 100 I've created completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. Also, we will be now heading over to the extended version of these messages, so if the reading was connecting with you, the extended is also linked in the pinned comment and description. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next reading on Friday.